What is up, guys? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. This is a recorded call not too long ago. Another creator called K-Huck was hosting an interview, kind of gauntlet-style debate with Rose Mulet. Rose Mulet is an incredibly controversial figure. I would highly recommend that you watch my coverage of Rose Mulet and other content creators' coverage of Rose Mulet as well to get a full picture of her controversies, who she is a person, and why she is universally reviled in every single community that she finds herself in. I loosely compare her to Jeepers Creepers. Every 23rd year of every 23rd spring, she comes back to feed and preys on people not really understanding what her previous controversies are, and she relies on that goodwill in order to get into communities and then stab people in the back when it behooves her and benefits her. She's like a cockroach, can't really get rid of her, and unfortunately, I was privy to this call, and I noticed that she was doing the same thing again, where she was kind of coasting on other people not knowing who she is or what she's done in order to gain good grace and goodwill, kind of worm herself into a community, try to build herself up, eventually fail, and then stab everybody in that community in the back. I heard that Beckett was talking to her. This interview essentially happened because Rose was taking the side of I Love Kim Possible a Lot in the current controversy where I Love Kim Possible a Lot has been copyright striking, falsely copyright striking Beckett's YouTube channel and getting him demonetized, trying to get his channel deleted. And Rose, of course, loving negative attention, decided to take the side of I Love Kim Possible a Lot in order to garner that negative attention. I am very mean to Rose in this call. If you are familiar with Rose, you will understand why I am very rude and very mean to Rose in this call. Warning for all of the girly pops who want to engage with Rose Mulet. Rose Mulet will dog walk you in a conversation. She rambles. She never answers a question. She is incapable of answering a yes or no question. You must strong arm her. You must put her on a leash, and you must yank that leash hard in order to control the conversation. Otherwise, you end up being dog walked, and we don't like to see it. I saw that Beckett was being dog walked by Rose Mulet, and I felt protective of my ginger, basically. And so I decided to call in and remind Rose that everybody remembers who she is, everybody remembers what she does, and nobody will ever let her forget it. Please enjoy a little bit of Malcolm Bloodsports, everybody. And I am going to link K-Huck's channel down below. Please go and give K-Huck some love and support. Thank you so much, K-Huck, for having me on and letting me have this conversation. All right, guys, let's lock and load and party.
See how this goes. Like, I'm willing
All
to
right.
talk, but like,
Welcome, Malcolm. You are live with
respect mutual,
Rose
right?
Beckett and I. How are you?
What is up, Rose? It has been far too long.
muted.
How are
Hold
you? That's so embarrassing. I'm muted. That's so embarrassing. Sorry.
No, you're totally good. Hi, Malcolm. Welcome. How
What's
are you?
up? I'm Live, Laugh, Loving. What's up, Rose? It's been a long time.
Oh, I did not like the tone of your voice there.
Why? What's wrong with the tone of my voice, bud?
It just sounds all snarky. Like you're about to come at me. Like you feel like you have this big own coming, and you're
Oh,
like
bitch,
you're
you already
preparing
know
for
that I
it.
do. You already know that I do. Why is it okay for you to make jokes about but other people can't?
See, actually, I like that you said that because I said some things about rape that I shouldn't have fucking said, right? I dealt with some trauma and I acted out in ways because of my trauma that were very immature. And people, the thing about it is that people bring that up to me constantly. And because they've done that, I've had to think about it constantly and I've had to mature a lot, right? And
Okay,
so
how have
I
you
am not
matured?
against.
How have you matured when this is still the exact same thing that we had this conversation literally almost a year ago to the day? And you're like, I'm changing, I'm coming up, like new shit's coming, I'm about to be fucking famous, and we're still a literal fucking nobody digging the scraps out of the garbage. What has changed? Your behavior is
First of
exactly the
all,
same.
first of all, you're talking about clout, and this is not a conversation about clout. This is
It
about rape
definitely
tweets and
plays this plays into it
self-improvement.
because you love negative attention. It's the only way that you can get it. It all is interwoven. Try to keep
Well,
up.
we're talking about personal growth, and you're talking about numbers, and I feel like that's not really what we're supposed to be doing. So anyway, we talk about that. I I feel like I sound mature, right? You can disagree, but like I'm being respectful. I don't
That doesn't
resort
mean that
to
you're mature.
certain.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, I would hope that people listening to me can understand where I'm coming from when I say that I feel like I've grown and matured, and
Well,
I would
how have
hope
you
that
grown and
that
matured? How have you grown and matured?
I would just say like listen to me right now, right? Like I and compare that to how I fucking talked in the
We
past. I
we
feel like I've
this is
grown
exactly how
as a
you talked to me a
person.
year ago. This is exactly how you talked to me a year ago. Nothing has changed. You're doing the same shit. Nothing has changed.
Okay, I mean that's your opinion, but like I don't
So the
feel
tone
that
of
way
your
personally.
voice and the words that you use is how you've changed. That's it. There's nothing else. You haven't like developed as a person. You haven't like changed your opinions on
Those are big
things.
things. I have changed my opinions
Okay,
on
that's what I
things.
asked. So, like, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I mean, ask me about like anything in particular, and I can go over like how
Yeah,
I've
are you still
evolved.
like
Like,
violently anti-Semitic? Is that still something that you're really into?
I'm not anti-Semitic. I have never been anti-Semitic. That I'm no.
Okay, so that remember when literally this time last year I asked you about the white replacement and the great replacement. You were like, "Oh, that was just a joke. I didn't believe in it," or whatever. That's changed now too. So you're not into the great replacement and like the Jews will not replace it anymore. You're over that. That's
Well,
new.
hold on. That is such a mischaracterization. I mean, like, I don't believe that. And see, the fact that that's your view of me,
Well,
like,
yeah. Do
that's
you not
fascinating.
understand
Because
how it's like so fucking frustrating to talk to you because anytime somebody like, hey, this thing that you said is fucked up, you're like, that wasn't me. I was dumb. I was raped. I was abused. Like I don't know. It was so long ago. I can't remember. I was just dumb. I was just kidding.
no, but like,
And you
I just
expect everybody
genuinely.
else to take accountability for every action that they do, and those justifications don't work for you. Beckett has been so fucking nice to you. You can ask Beckett. I've been blowing up his fucking DMs. Beckett knows old Twitch poll Rose Mulet. I do too. I know how you used to be, and you're exactly the fucking same. And how can you demand that Beckett is like bowing to kiss your feet to apologize for all this shit when you haven't even apologized for a fraction of the shit that you've done, and you expect everybody to treat you with grace? Connect those in my mind.
Facts.
I have apologized for the stuff that I have said. I
No, you
just
haven't.
when you mention the Jewish thing, that confuses me. Now, when it comes to like the Great Replacement, I'm sure I may have said some stuff like about like that. I don't recall Jew being part of that. Like, I don't think that replacing from Jews. I never said that specifically, so I have no idea where you're getting that from. So when it comes to the Great Replacement, I don't know specifically what tweets you're referring to. So I would have to see the tweets in question, and then
I
I
know,
could
and then I'll
explain
show
to
you the
you.
tweet, and you'll say, "I was just kidding, ha ha ha!" Like the literally rinse and
It's
repeat.
actually no.
You are
Actually
literally the
no.
same fucking person. You have not grown at all, only in circumference and size.
Oh,
That's the only thing that has changed about you. You talk the same way.
see,
You act the same way.
that's a
You
personal attack.
you
Let's get to the
you
tweet.
expect other people to be nice to you when you do this like fake little, oh, I'm just being polite. I'm saying please and thank you. But you are
But
literally
it's not
arguing
fake.
the
That's just who I
reason
am.
it is fake. It's two-faced as fuck, and you know it is.
Like
You came on
the
here to
way
argue
you
with
see
Beckett
me.
that's saying that he should be deplatformed for being mean. You should be fucking deplatformed for saying that you want to fuck dogs. I don't care if it was a joke. I don't believe you that it was a joke. And that you wish that you would have been raped because it would have been validating for you. You should be deplatformed for that. How am I
Again,
right and you're
I'm
wrong?
sorry. First of all, I clearly did not mean that. I don't know how you take one tweet and think that I meant
There's
that.
like
Like
10 of them. There's like 10 tweets. Do you not?
the
Do you
dog
have it? Do you
tweet,
have fucking
dog
amnesia?
tweet. There's
You did the debate gauntlet. You debated like 10 fucking people, including on modern day debate, on why really isn't that fucking bad. And you've
I
said
was
before, even
talking.
in this
I was
exact
talking about the
conversation,
dog
that you
tweet.
that you had trauma, and that's why you find validating. Did you forget that you just said
No,
that?
we can talk about the stuff because I think that's a good conversation to have.
No, nobody
I would
gives a
prefer
fuck.
if you
Nobody
weren't
wants to
so
indulge in your fetish.
confrontational.
Nobody wants to engage in your
Well,
fetish. Nobody
asking
wants you
me how
jorking it
I
on stream. What
changed,
I'm asking you is
and you're
how can
not
you?
letting me.
Because I'm asking you a very
Like,
specific question and then you're just rambling. So the very specific question is, in what way have you changed? And how can anybody, how can we say, yes, Rose, I agree with you. We should deplatform Beckett because
well,
he said a mean joke about KP, but your quote unquote mean jokes are like, I want to get fucking ripped because it's hot.
okay. Well, here's this is a good thing. Here's what we should do. Talk about a specific debate or a specific thing that I said, and I will go over my mindset as to why I said something at the
I
time,
don't want your
and I'll
mindset.
compare it to
I don't
how I
give a
feel
fuck about
now.
your mindset. You said it. It doesn't
Well,
matter what
because
the intention was.
that
No, it
explains
does not.
why I say the things
The
that I
terms
say
of
and compare
service,
it to
the
how I
terms
feel
of
now. It's
service does
different.
not
That
take
is how
into
you get
account
through
that.
these
The
conversations.
terms of service does not take into account if you thought it was a joke or not. You have said
I
many
never said
times,
anything about jokes. That is purely coming from
oh
you.
my
I
fucking
never
God.
said that.
Oh my, listen to me for 1 second. Clear your mind. Clear your mind, Rose. Think of nothing. Hear crickets. When you make statements like, I wish that I could get it's super fucking hot, or isn't that bad, or,
Okay, I can
okay,
talk about that.
stop. When you make those statements, I think, and I think everybody would agree, you should be fucking deplatformed. Why do you get to make the argument that Beckett should be deplatformed for being quote unquote mean when you're literally like goon posting about how bad you want to be fucking ripped? Connect those dots
So
for me.
first of all, I was never talking about deplatforming. I was just saying that YouTube's rules. So I was, and I said that earlier in the conversation if you watched. But anyway, so when I talk about right, when I talked about I wanted to be, let's talk about why I
I don't
felt
fucking care, dude. Get your fucking goon shit out of
Well,
here. Nobody wants to listen to you have one hand on the keyboard while you explain this. That's fucking, it's not an opinion. You're about to fucking goon. You can't, that's the whole point. I, like, total fucking dub, Rose. You totally owned everybody.
Oh my
You
God,
don't
like,
have an
that's so
argument.
gross.
You just want everybody else to capitulate to you and be nice to you,
such a
and you
gross
don't give a
thing to
fuck
say
if you can
about
say
me.
the most disturbing stuff ever, and there's no consequences for you, but everybody else has to be nuked into the sunset because they were disrespectful to you.
The consequences is that you guys constantly bring this shit up everywhere, and I feel like despite all of that, I try to be as nice as possible.
What did I
and
say
try
to you
be
a
as
year ago about that?
respectful and listen. I don't know. I don't remember the conversation
What
I
I
had
told
with
you is that if you don't actually have a meaningful fucking apology, this is the only thing that's ever going to be tied to you. I told you that, and you said, I don't care. Reap what you sow.
I did.
You're now rolling around in the fucking pile that you created for yourself.
I made multiple apologies. But
No,
I
you
feel
didn't.
Like
You're you literally did
Hold
not.
on.
You're a fucking liar.
Malcolm.
You made an 8-minute video
Malcolm.
for 6 years of shit, Rose.
Malcolm?
Yes.
The way that you're speaking to me now, it's clear that there are some deep-seated feelings, and
No,
I don't
this
think that there's
this
anything.
skank voice bullshit doesn't work on me. Where you're like, Malcolm, honey, let me psychoanalyze you. Because I'm bringing the heat doesn't mean anything. You're not gonna do this fucking mind rape on me. I don't care. You have been a colossal piece of shit for fucking like 6 years. We're going on 7. When are you gonna just like take accountability for what you said?
I don't think there's anything I don't think there's anything I could say in a video that would get you to change your mind.
If you actually had like a rational thing to say other than like, oh, I don't know, I don't know, I was in a dark place, I was abused, I don't know, and then you stopped doing it. You've been doing the same thing. You don't stop. The change in the behavior is what people are looking for. You don't change. You do the same thing. You're like a goblin. You crawl around on all fours, scurrying from community to community, trying to insert yourself into shit that has nothing to do with you, and then morally grandstand over people when you've done worse.
Okay, so first of all, I have changed, and also doing worse. I don't agree with the characterization, but that's also subjective, and it's very different things. And again, you're being very confrontational, but it feels to me like you aren't trying to actually have a conversation with me. Like you're just trying to roast me.
I asked you, how have you changed? And you said, I'm talking nicer to you in this call. That's what you gave me.
Hold on.
If you give me dog shit to work with, dog shit's what you're gonna get. Sit down at the table, babe. Put your bib on. Like, you put something on the table worth talking about then.
Oh, you thought that was so cute. That's so funny. Anyway, so I was going to go into detail. I was going to give you a long-winded response, and you shut that down. So what do you want from me?
I actually would like to know how you changed, because something Malcolm just said is really interesting. You crawl from community to community, involving yourself, which is exactly what you've done here. Like, and I'm just fascinated in how you think you've changed.
Again, I can go through that example of how I thought at the time and compare it to how I think now, what has changed, and that was what I was going to do. But then I did that, and Malcolm interrupted me, and that he wasn't interested. So it's like, if you don't want to hear me out, like, what does that say, you know?
I'll mute.
Like,
I'll mute. Write down your list. Tell Beckett. I'll mute.
Yeah, if the outcome is the same, what does it matter? Your thought process could be completely different. If you're coming to the same conclusion.
But the outcome is not the same.
Okay, go ahead. Give us a list of how you
like the things that I say now are not the things that I said before, and it's just like I said, bullying and harassment is not okay, and that's very different from me talking about.
You take at the same time, right? You're still involving yourself in like random drama and trying to.
Hold on. I still make content, but you involve yourself in a lot of drama, and so weirdly, you think that is fine, right? But when I talk about drama.
Why are you flipping around? Why are you flipping it around? Beckett wants to know how you've changed. Why are you flipping it around on Beckett? He asked you a question. You said that you had this whole fucking villain anime monologue planned out. Say it. Don't flip it. Say it.
I will say it. Now, please let me speak. So, back when I said that I wanted to be raped, let's talk about why I said that, okay? Now, there's a lot of things, and I've done a lot of research. I've gone to therapy. I've tried to understand this about myself. What I've realized is that when people are traumatized, sometimes they develop rape fantasies because they want, like, it's about a sense of getting control. They feel like they've lost control from being groomed, from being abused, and they feel like they can get it. And so I look back at the things that I said, right? And it comes out as like I was extremely mentally ill. Clearly, anyone can agree I wasn't in a good mindset, tweeting that. Nobody who says those things is in a good mindset, right? And so that should be controversial. So I wanted attention. I wanted to be heard. I just was so mentally fucked and so And I know this sounds like a pity party, but it's the truth of the situation, right? And so I didn't value myself because I believed that what happened to me wasn't a big deal. I was like, oh, I was groped, I was groomed, I was abused, like whatever. But I didn't fully comprehend or understand what happened to me. And as a result, I started to think that, oh, abuse isn't that bad. I started to think that, oh, you know, they're not these abusers, they're not like that bad of people. And I made that my thing. And I didn't realize the full extent of everything. And then as I got older, I started to realize how fucked everything was. And I started to look back at that differently. And, there are certain things like I still believe that we should be nice to people. I still, you know, don't believe in the sense that we should be advocating for murder or people who do bad things. Like things like that I agree with the core concepts, but the way that I said it, the hostility that I had with certain tweets, the aggressiveness, that is, I realize that that is wrong. I think that there is a core of, we should be nice to the people, even if they do bad things, that there is a truth there. But the way that I said that stemmed from some really bad places, and I needed to do some self reflection, and I did. And I could keep going, but yeah.
Well, so I was right.
Okay,
it's just that you're talking differently. You still want attention. You
Yeah.
literally said verbatim that you just used to talk about it in a really angry way, and now you have like your whore voice on, and you think that that like neuters your opinions or your positions. You didn't give a single way that you've changed. You said I grew up and I got older.
Nope.
That's it. That's what you said.
That's what I got out of it too. Yep.
Because my core is that we should be nice to people regardless of the bad things that they've done. And I don't believe that that is a bad thing. But the way that I said things came off as defending abuse when obviously that's fucking awful. And the fact that that read that way to so many people, like that's fucking horrifying, right? And
But
so
Rose,
I'm
still
being
doing
very
these same
careful to
things.
not
Like,
do.
right now, you're still you're like, oh, we need to be nicer to people. Well, I go through your Twitter and I find you atting Tro attacking him, at it like just talking shit about Sen, talking shit about anyone you quote tweet. You got a tweet here right about ContraPoints. She's extremely transphobic and awful to other trans people, like because you have an issue with her. So you're still doing the same shit. Like this is what we're getting at. You haven't changed. You keep claiming you've changed. You're like, well, I went through therapy and now I don't think that I
Hold
defend
on.
rape in the
Can
same
I
way.
can I explain? Okay, because first of all, when it comes to somebody like me, somebody who at every waking moment of every day is constantly reminded about all the rape tweets and everything, to a point that, I've been suicidal because, that's not a way to live, right?
Then get offline,
Be
Rose. Fuck.
constantly told how
Nobody
horrible
asked you
you
to be here. Go do something else with your time. If it literally causes you trauma, PTSD, flashbangs, to open Twitter and have somebody say, hey, didn't you say that
stop
rape is kind
pretending
of
like you
hot?
care about me. If you cared about me, you would not have
It's
talked to me the
because
way
you
that
make it
did.
everybody else's fucking problem. You have solutions
No.
right in front of you. Your YouTube career is going nowhere. Your fucking YouTube channel is shit. Your music is shit. Go work at McDonald's or something, dude. You're doing this to
Because you don't
yourself.
want to look at the mirror and recognize
What is
that
the
the way
mirror?
you're talking to me is wrong.
It's not wrong, Rose. You literally make your issues everyone else's problem, and it is the most pathetic fucking scumfuck way to live. Because you come on here and you expect every single person you enter their communities and you demand that they change to meet your metrics that you don't even meet, by the way, when you could solve your own fucking problem by staying in your lane and shutting the fuck up. Make your gay little music videos. Do whatever the fuck you want. Stop putting your nose in shit that you can't handle. And then you make it everybody else's. You guys are triggering me. I get flashbang. And blah, 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 blah. Log off. Go outside.
I feel like I'm handling things very well.
That's crazy because you literally just said that you get PTSD fucking flashbang to the point of wanting to kill yourself over shit that you said. Then log off.
I said that I was suicidal, not because of the things that I said, but because of the harassment that has been hurled my way.
Do you not think that that's like warranted for the way that you behave? That people can't criticize you?
So you think that me being suicidal is warranted?
No. Do you not think that you are
Well,
entitled, that you're going to get the criticism for the way that you behaved in public? And if to you criticism equals kill myself, well then you're cooked. Good luck.
What you're doing is not just criticism, and again, it's the way that you're talking about things, right?
Yeah, I talked to you very kindly and very politely a year ago, and obviously it didn't go through. And everybody is like, it's funny because I literally knew this was going to happen. You're like a fucking parasite, and you get into communities and they don't know who you are.
Well, that's
they don't know that this has been 7 years of the same fucking shit. They're like, oh my God, who is this Rose girl? Oh my God, maybe we should really hold her hand and walk her to these conclusions. You don't get it. It doesn't click. There's something off. and you worm from community to community to community, and you do the same fucking thing. So if gentle talk, like, okay, we need to remember that rape is bad. Everybody follow along. If that's how you want to be talked to, you should have fucking listened the first 27 fucking times it was said to you.
But the thing is, I have said how I feel, and people just don't. There's no sense of charitability towards me.
Yes,
I try to
correct.
be charitable to other people, and so.
Wait, when have you tried to be charitable to other people?
I mean, this conversation. I've been nice. All I said was that
Nice is not being
harassment
charitable.
and
Being
bullying.
nice is not being charitable. They're not the same thing.
Again, I've tried to see the best in people, but at the same time, when people are not held accountable, and I see a juxtaposition as to where every waking moment of
Wait,
my
so,
day,
hold on.
it's this constant harassment, and then these people will say the most
But
awful. Hold
when
on,
you
let me
no, when
finish. Please
you
let me
say
finish. Please let me
something, no,
finish
because
my
it's
sentence. I
ridiculous.
please let
You
me
say
finish one
something.
sentence, okay? When they say the most awful thing imaginable to me, and then when I speak about it, when I talk about it, when I'm like, hey, can for one moment in my life somebody be like, yeah, this was wrong. There's no point, even when it's so obvious and clear that what they're saying is fucked up. They'll never listen to me. And then when
Becca
I get to
disagrees with me
say
on
this
this.
why
You
is
thing,
had
it
that person. That person was
accountability?
Brad. You had that person was Brad, and you fucked Brad over because you're a fucking rat. So you had that person. You had the charity. You burned it out. That's the problem. And you thought that you could
What?
worm your way into this person's fucking community and be like, oh, I'm Rose Mulet, and I'm a sweet angel baby. And surprise, like a fucking nuke that I said was going to go off every single fucking time until you actually have this conversation, you're fucked forever, dude. You're fucked forever because this is all anybody's going to know you for. Go outside. Literally do anything else. Sorry, go ahead, Becca.
First
Sorry.
of all,
I'm really caught up on the
that,
fact.
Hold
that
on.
was a
One at a
domestic
time. One at a
abuser, and you're
time.
acting like I'm the rat in the situation. It's just so bizarre, but whatever. I mean, there's more than just that.
No, hold on. Why is it accountability when you call somebody else out, but if you get called out, it's harassment?
Thank you.
Well, like Malcolm said, it's been going on for many, many years, right?
But it's
These
not
same
just the rape thing.
conversations have been
It's
had,
not just the
repeated
rape
multiple
thing.
times, and it's different. Hold on, let me explain. So, as me being told to having the same conversation with multiple people hundreds of different times versus when I'm talking to someone, I call them out, and I'm very intentional how I do this. I only target people that haven't heard these things because I know what it's like to be dogpiled, and I specifically don't go after the same people that everyone else goes for, right? So when it's somebody, when I talk about somebody that I know for a fact that that person has not been held accountable, has not had this conversation with anybody, and this is somebody who needs this conversation. And I'm
Rose,
coming at it in a
I've had
place
this
where if they're nice to
conversation.
me, I'm nice back.
I've had this conversation with people multiple times over the years.
What conversation?
The conversation that I'm too mean, or like, or I
Mhm.
make content out of people. This isn't a new conversation, Rose. And again, you like flipped
I've
out
never
in
seen it.
multiple comments.
Well,
Okay.
and
So
okay. Well,
I'm
and
like,
also
how many, like, what YouTubers, what commentators, like, what people in your community have been like, oh, you're
go on
like
Reddit.
harassing.
Go on Reddit. See what Reddit has to say about me. See what like people in like
Oh,
I don't know, in like fucking
Yeah.
art, like in like some of the general points of art commentary have said about me. See what people have
Yep.
said about me on like fucking I don't know where else. I think like Vincent Martin's had videos on me, like fucking Jar Defenders have. There's been stuff like the shit that was said about me during the dog pack shit. Yeah, there's been multiple people who've like gone after me. And again, that's just the YouTube stuff. When I was in Twitch poll, there were multiple things like to do with stuff around Extreme Dad that was said about me. It's been said about me during the Wick and Tom stuff. Shit that like you're well aware of. Like, I mean, Leia's like Chud shits on Beckett. Yeah, like look at Chud's chat talking about me. It's not exactly fucking positive. Like,
No.
again, it doesn't matter. It
No.
doesn't bother me. But it's like this claim that, oh well, you know, Beckett never
Okay,
gets
so
called out by anyone.
first of all,
Fucking ridiculous.
I would say two things to that. First of all, be honest here. It's not nearly to the same extent that people talk about me, and also the intensity of how people say it is not like it may be that like I don't like the streamer XYZ, but
I
it's
don't
never really
say
that
anything as
serious.
I don't say anything as insane as you do, Rose.
Have I said anything insane today?
We're not talking about today. We're
Time
talking about in
begins
general.
with timing
We're
only
talking
exists right
about
now.
time. We're talking about growth and change, and here I am in a conversation being mature, and that doesn't register to you. It doesn't register to you that I'm being like nothing but nice and respectable. And
It's
when I
because you're
talk about
fake
that,
and you
I'm
don't know what that
showing that.
means. You're fake and you're superficial. Being nice doesn't mean anything. I'm a fucking bitch to
That's
Beckett, but I am
fascinating.
charitable to Beckett. I fucking hate
That's
Beckett. Look at Beckett. Turn your camera on. Look at this fucking ginger
that's
twink with
fascinating
the
that you
shitty
think
fucking
I'm
chest
great
tattoo.
for
Look at this fucking hairless bitch. Look at him. He fucking sucks. That I can talk to Beckett like that. Beckett knows that we have that. I can be like this. That does not mean that I don't respect somebody and I don't offer someone charity. I criticize Beckett a lot. Beckett criticizes me, but we have that understanding. You had that. And you lost it because you cannot engage with any of the criticism. We asked you, we gave you, like, I timed it. It was about 4 minutes for you to fucking blab on about how you've changed. The only thing that you said, and literally ask anyone who's listening to this conversation, the only thing that you said is that you've changed the way that you talk. Like the words that you use, that you're being nice and polite. Nice and polite gets you nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're like smiling in people's faces and then like fucking shitting on them. That doesn't mean anything. Who cares? How have you changed?
Because you guys are saying horrible things.
Like what?
How are they saying horrible things?
Is anything that we've said worse than saying, I want to get raped, it's hot? And rape isn't that bad, guys.
That's talking about the things that I said as a minor due to trauma, and that's
saying, girl, are you like a fucking 45-year-old minor? What the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on. This is you're comparing the things that I said as a minor as a response to trauma as a comparison.
Who gives a shit? You're an adult now. You're an adult now. You're an adult now. Grow up.
You're comparing the things that I said as an abused minor responding to trauma to things that they are actively saying now.
That's really crazy. When you debated Destiny, were you a minor?
Now.
Clear this up for me. When you debated Destiny on Modern Day Debate, were you a minor?
I was not a minor.
Oh, okay. So who fucking cares? You say the exact same shit as an adult. You're such a fucking weasel. Just own it, dude. Just own it.
Hold on. If you watched, first of all, 3.5 years ago, but even then, I rewatched my debate with Destiny recently, and I actually was a lot more moderate and like understanding.
Oh, so you love rape more now? That's awesome. Cool. Great character development.
No, what I'm saying is that even back in that debate, like I was not the way that people like frame me. Like when he was talking about like, hey, in these certain situations, is it okay to defend yourself from rape? And
here's a serious question. I'm even going to put on my nice voice. I'm going to put on my really big nice voice. Okay. Rose, do you think that it's indicative at all that you haven't changed in any meaningful way if over the course of 7 years, you are getting the exact same criticism today that you got about 6 years ago? Does it not make you ask the question, maybe I haven't changed? Please discuss.
Have you considered that the reason is because people keep bringing up the same stuff from 6 years ago or 7 years ago?
Is it not possible perhaps that you continue to do the same thing?
Because you haven't owned up for it.
And that you haven't apologized for it.
I have explained the situation multiple times. People just don't like the honest truth of the situation, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Do you think that your experiences? Do you think
everything that happened? I think people would be happier if I lied.
Do you think?
People would be happy if I lied?
Do you think?
Rose, hold on. Let him ask the question.
Just a quick question.
Go ahead, Malcolm.
Do you think that, in the vein of, apologies and growing and changing, do you think that in order to forgive someone like Beckett, after the horrible things that he's done, he's so mean, I agree, would you need to see changed behavior? Or would you just believe him when he starts talking kindly to you?
I would like him to be nicer and not say his mean things. And guess what?
Do you think
nicer.
Do you think that he will have changed if he?
Hold on. I walk the walk. I talk the talk. I want people to be nicer. Guess what I've done? I've been nicer. You see how that works? You see how I've been consistent in what I'm saying?
Bitch, you wouldn't know consistent if you fucking picked it out from between your toe jam. Jesus Christ.
Okay, hold on.
I asked you earlier, what have you done that is of benefit to other people? What have you actually done that's nice? And you can't even give me a fucking answer. What nice thing have you done for anybody?
I don't want to talk about my personal life.
It shouldn't just be your personal life, Rose. I can point to multiple things in the online world that I've done that is nice for other people.
It's true. Beckett saves the rape. Okay, he's the patron saint of the rape, so write that down.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to a situation like I see. That's the thing is I could talk about like a certain friend that I have, but then I talk about the friend, and then you're gonna get all critical of that. I don't want to open that conversation.
I think it's insane that you can't name like one nice thing that you've done for someone else. I
Okay.
think that's fucking crazy.
Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. So I got something. It may not mean anything, but this is something that you did nice for somebody. You did it for me by reaching back out to me to come back on here. I'll say that. Giving you credit where credit is due.
No, I don't think that counts because again, this is the same thing.
It's
that
self-interested. It's self-interested.
Yeah, this is what Malcolm and I are getting at. The reason like we don't believe you, Rose, is because we've watched this shit all the way through Twitch poll of you doing the same thing. The behavior is the same. Being like, oh well, you know, I'm not as aggressive as I used to be. You are still doing the same shit.
Again, I don't want to. It's so cringe to be like, look at all the kind things that I've done. Like, I literally like have a whole video about...
I'm not asking all the kind of things. I was asking for any kind of thing. And again, like, let's just look at like repeat behavior. You started off leaking an album. You then went to leak shit about Mr. Beast. You've been linking things about Brad Taste. You've been leaking things about DM group chats. You're trying to get like drama channels and have been 4 years to cover this shit for attention. You have consistently done that for the last 7 years. The last time you did that was with the Brad Taste stuff. So again,
the nice things that I've done is being there for people in private, and I don't feel comfortable talking about those situations because they're
Wait a minute. Why does it have to be in private though?
Because she's fake and superficial. She doesn't her personal life isn't congruent with whatever this fucking circus act is that she does online.
Hold on, because here's the thing. What you don't understand is like the person that I am, the way the things that the way you view me online is very different to who I am outside of all of this, and that's what you don't get. Like,
I know, because you're a fucking NEET. You live at home. You don't have any higher education. You're a fucking loser. You've never worked a real job. You're a nepo baby with a silver spoon so far up your ass I can see it peek out of the back of your throat when you open your mouth to talk. You are a fucking failure in every aspect of your life, and you come on the internet to get validation, but you have no idea how to do it. You have no idea how to do it. All you do is get people to fucking hate you. That's the one thing that you're good at. Congratulations. You should write an album about that.
You've said a lot of horrible things, a lot of which aren't true, but I would take a whole conversation to debunk all of that. But
I'm sure it would. Yeah, I know. Because what you're going to say is you're going to say, oh, I don't talk about that kind of shit, even though you bring it up every single fucking time. You're like, it's the same thing where the DM that you sent me, like, oh my God, dude, the DM that you sent me was schizophrenia. You need to go and see somebody seriously. The fact that you, for years, when you were big on the trans debate shit, remember when Xander Hall went by Pig Puncher? I remember that shit. And I know you remember it too. When you were going after people saying that they were fake trans people because they didn't have bottom surgery, and screenshots leaked that you fucking lied about having bottom surgery, you bring shit out into the public to criticize people about it. You bring shit out into the public to criticize people over, and then you get mad when they bring the energy back to you because you're a fucking pussy.
So
that's your problem.
First of all, I did have bottom surgery, and I don't. And
don't
the person
believe you.
I can send you. I have an entire thread of that person faking screenshots.
I don't care. I don't believe you.
You can literally see. I have proof. I can send you the proof that it's fake. This is slander.
I don't care.
Regardless, like
you faked your own fucking death. Like, I mean, what are you not willing to lie about? What's next? Are you gonna have cancer? Is the cancer affecting you and you have to get out of this call? Is the cancer acting up?
Can we ask, why did you fake your death? I mean, you're not going to deny that, right?
Can you refresh my memory about the situation?
Oh, God.
Okay. So Malcolm can correct me, but you basically, I believe you faked your death.
Hashtag rest in peace, Rose Mulet.
There was another account that was like mentioning your mum or something tweeting about it.
Let me speak. The fact that you guys are laughing about this, right?
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
I've been nothing but nice. I've been nothing but nice and civil, and this is the way that you're treating me. I want you to think about that. You hear about that guy in chess recently?
They're asking you a question. That's it.
I'm just gonna save you the time. This fucking crybully shit doesn't fucking work on BR Beckett. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna laugh in your fucking face. You changed your hashtag on Twitter to hashtag RIP Rose Mulet and pretended that you were. That's fucking hilarious. Anyway, why did you fake your death? Sorry, I didn't mean it. Sorry.
I wanted to say that I've everything in my power to be as nice as possible. It's hard when you guys are talking to me like this.
She's gonna run. She's not gonna answer it. She's gonna run. We're gonna die here.
I will answer the question. Okay. But remember that guy in chess? Remember how he was on that live stream? That is how I am now. So just that in your mind.
Dude, she's suicide baiting. I'm out. Dude, this is literally copy paste. Oh my fucking god. Time is a flat circle. Nothing ever happens. Fuck you, Rose. YouTube.com/Goddamnit Malcolm. Fuck you, Rose. Beckett, you're ugly and a ginger and I hate you. Thanks, Huck, for having me on. Love you guys. Bye.